Welcome back to the 9PL podcast, where the episodes are no longer than 9 minutes. We've got another team announcement today. The great man, Tyrone Peachy, thanks for coming on board. And your team is?
Nanama. We're excited. We heard about it last year and looked like a good event, so we can't wait to get involved.
Before we dive into Nanama, tell me about your experience in the Nines. You've played Nines before. What were the teams you played for?
So I played at Goldie. We went pretty good as well. AJ was just coming through. Dave Fafita was killing it. I ended up making team of the year in the Nines that year.
Yeah, right.
We went, I think, one game away from the grand final. The Cowboys won it. And then, that was the last time we played at Perth. So
Okay.
great weekend.
Did they win too?
Tomalolo was just
No, that was our first year. I don't know.
Sharks or someone. Val Holmes hit it from the sideline.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might be off there, but
I don't know.
you've played too much footy, man.
I know.
So tell us about Nanama. Give us the history of the team. Where are the boys coming from? It sounds like a hometown team.
Yeah, Nanama's been around for like 5 years. It's a knockout team we created probably 5 years ago. It's Wellington based, the Nanama mission out there. My mum and dad, my mum was born out there, my pop was born there, and I went to preschool there. So
Yeah, right.
it's pretty meaningful to me, and we're just going to try and get a couple country lads from out of Wello and no big names or anything like that and try and win this thing.
Yeah, well, I think, if you watch any of the Koori knockouts or QMCs, no matter how well you stack your side, you could see even this year, and arguably a team that gets criticised for that is WAC, and they didn't really stack their side, but Wiradjuri really loaded up on their team and unfortunately didn't go through. But I think even last year with some of our tournament sides that came in, and there's a bunch of lads who are just local A graders who've played together all the time, know how each other play. It's as good as having a star-studded lineup, of NRL guys. So
that's something I wanted to do. I want to give young Indigenous players a chance to verse like Sonny Bill. I heard he's playing this year. Alex Glenn,
Well,
like
he's getting out
yourself,
there.
and just give young lads that haven't made in footy an opportunity to verse them and see if they're as good or on par, and give them be a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, I think you've always had sort of, coming from humble beginnings and want to support back home, and, having that support really assists young fellas coming through and getting the opportunity to play against these guys. I suppose while we're at that, who's supporting Nanama? Who's getting behind this team? I know that your Unite boys are sorting out all your gear and you've just having a bit of a flick through before and your jerseys and stuff, but have they got all the artwork right? Are all your supporters on there?
Unite have been really good for us. They've helped out. A couple of shout-outs I want to give is Nanama Care. That's my own little transport company out in Penrith where we helped out there. Drum and Golf at Penrith. The Big Swing, Rod and Nath, your legends, and Strata. They're a few of the shout-outs that have really been helping us out at the start and get some funds together to give these kids opportunity to play.
Yeah. How do you think you'll go as a coach? You've played every single position under the sun, utility, everything, on starting, you name it. But coaching-wise, how do you think you'll chance your hand at that?
I think I'd be all right. Like, I'm a pretty cruisy character, and I do have that as an advantage, I suppose. I played every position, so I know how to help out when needed. But I'll get fired up if I know any of the boys are getting smashed or anything.
Throw on the black book at half time.
Yeah, I'm one of the older dogs now. Got to look after the young blokes. So
that's right.
My little cousin's coming to play, and a few other family members. So it'll be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's awesome. I suppose what style of play are you sort of looking at? You've always been an extremely good attacking player, and defensively you've always held your gloves up very well. Are you looking for traditional Koori style footy, chip and chases, long range tries? Give us some insight as to sort of what you're thinking. You probably haven't started training yet, but I'm sure you know how most of your family members and some of those community boys move.
I'm trying to bring that Penrith mentality. Defence wins games, but just naturally we always love playing footy, and we've got some freaks coming. Young Justin Toomey White is captain out in Wellington. He's been like the best player out there for about, 8 years or something. He should have made in footy, but he went home and just decided to stay out there. And he's a gun. He's been off the drink for like 12 months or whatever, and he went good in the knockout and played good footy this year. So we're excited, and I can't wait to get them out there.
Yeah, I respect anyone who makes that decision. I know there's a lot of boys, especially us there's a lot of First Nations boys and girls who get homesick and just find out that
Yeah.
the city life isn't for them, and that's fine. Like so long as you go back, and it sounds like this young fella that you're naming is obviously getting all of his ducks in a row off the field back home, and it sounds like he's seeing success of that as well. So I'll be making sure that we put a little highlights reel together of him.
Yeah.
What's Nanama looking to get out of this tournament, man?
I think so. We're trying to use this as a opportunity to play together for the big knockout, because we never played leading up to the knockout, and we got beat by Griffith first round this year, and that's the first time we lost in the first round in a couple of years. So we want an opportunity to play together a bit more before we play the big knockout, and just give everyone an opportunity. And I don't know, I love playing with the family. I don't get to do it much. We've been in the NRL, so it's just a good opportunity to play with them.
No, it's excellent, and you give him back, man. I mean, there's no better leadership and example than some of our ex-NRL boys or current players like yourself actually putting in teams that for better or worse, you can't connect with family as much as you'd like to, but in opportunities that you can. I suppose that leads me to another question. Like, do you see this as a pathway for NRL players, like creating their own teams and brands and pulling together family, friends, local sponsorship and support? Do you see this as a pathway post-career to, I suppose, assist them in that scratching the itch, so to speak, whether you coach or play? And, evidently we'd love it to get to a stage where we can actually pay the players, the amount that they're worth. But do you see this as a pathway for yourself to dip your toe in some coaching, get together some community members?
I think after speaking to you, it's a good opportunity for players to kind of build their profile in ways of connections with like businesses and because it's the first time I've ever managed a team, and to find sponsors and to do all that stuff's interesting. I find that interesting, and creating connections and I suppose learning the business side of stuff, which was cool. I'm excited about that part, and hopefully when we get up here, we've got some merch that we're going to sell, and bring my missus up, and hopefully she can do all that, so we don't have to pay anyone to do it. And, she'll take her cut out of it. I don't even get to see the money anyway, so it goes to her anyways. And we got
That's a
our
wife's
little,
tax, mate. That's what happens.
Yeah, we got our own merch and stuff that we'll bring up and sell. And
Awesome.
Peached Apparel, it's coming out soon.
Perfect. You've heard it first. We'll make sure that we add any of the links and stuff as well on your page. That's actually put on our Nines page as well.
Yeah.
So any of the links for the apparel for any of our teams, I suppose most importantly, speaking about Nanama, we'll make sure that people are able to access that through all of our promotional material, but also at the games. Mate, I'm excited about having you back on the coast. It's going to be awesome, and I'm sure that you'll draw plenty of people who've been missing you, even though you're bringing a lot of people from Wellington as well. And hopefully there's some eyeballs coming to look as well. But, mate, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to having you in January.
Thanks for having me.